Thank you. Let me start by saying that the crisis at Camp Ashcroft affects all of us here. All of us in the United States should be speaking out about this. And in a bipartisan way, we are in the Foreign Affairs Committee. I'd like to call forward our ranking member, Elliot Engel, who feels, as I feel today, after this recent attack, and allow him to say a few words before I...
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I'll be very brief because we have a vote on the floor. But I came out and saw that we were having this reception and this commemoration, and I wanted to be a part of it. I think you know where the chairman and I both stand. We are totally in sympathy with people of Camp Liberty. We are totally against the repression of the Iranian regime and what they've done. We think that the people of the United States need to understand more clearly about what is really happening. And what I've tried to do in the 27 years I've served in Congress and on the Foreign Affairs Committee is always be on the side of justice, no matter where it is in the world. And certainly we know the terrible injustice that has happened to the occupants of Camp Liberty and the terrible injustice that the Iranian people are having right now with an oppressive government that is preventing them from being free people. And so I just want to let you know that I certainly stand with you. I'm proud to call all your leaders my friends, and you'll always have my support. Keep on spreading the truth so that the American people and the people of the world will understand that what has happened is a tragedy, and that we have to end this tragedy. We have to end it, and we can no longer look the other way. The world needs to focus on what is happening here. And I want just to assure you in closing that you will always have my support, and you have very great leaders, and we will keep talking about it until those people are free. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me just remind all policymakers, and certainly everyone here today, that the Iraqi government made an international commitment, a binding commitment, to protect the camp's residents. That commitment has been broken. The U.S. and the international community must demand accountability, and we demand that accountability now. And as a result of the most recent attack, clearly the MOU signed between the UN and the Iraqi government does not contain strong enough protections for the residents of Camp Liberty, and they must be called to account, and the United States must step forward and insist now treatment for all the wounded, defense and support to prevent Iranians or Iraqi militia from attacking that camp. And this issue is simple. This is a critical time. The U.S. position must be clear. It must be steadfast. And there's too many optimistic statements by UN personnel, frankly, that carry absolutely no connection to the reality of the situation on the ground for those in Camp Liberty. And the administration and UN personnel and others have to understand the reality of the situation for these people at risk. These people who have been killed and wounded once again on our watch. Human rights must be respected, and there are universal obligations, and the residents of Camp Liberty deserve no less than protections under these universal obligations. And lastly, Iran must be called to account, because we know at the bottom of it, at the bottom of the attacks, it is the forces in Iran that give the orders to carry out these attacks.